Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2020. It's been a pretty exciting week when it comes to aircraft releases for Flight Sim. So first off, we got the High Performance Group H160, we then got the Pilots -7, and we got this. This is the Horizon Simulations 787-9. And this aircraft is freeware, so it's obviously based on the Asobo 787-10. They've shortened it, changed some of the performance to represent the most popular version of the 787, which is the -9. So here we are at Nadi International Airport in Fiji, and we are going to be flying. My favorite livery of all time is the Air New Zealand all black livery. I just think it looks so cool. So we're going to be taking this Air New Zealand 787-9 from here in Fiji down to Air New Zealand's hub in Auckland and checking out the Horizonsim 787-9 for the first time. So I do have my flight prepped, and I've switched on the external power to the aircraft. So all we need to do now is jump aboard and start getting things set up. We're also going to be flying with SLC today, so self-loading cargo is going to be doing all of our passenger services and all of that cool stuff. Right, so first things first, I think we can start SLC because we've already been aboard for a few minutes, so we can get our cabin crew prepped and have them start boarding the passengers as soon as they are ready to do so. So total boarding and cargo loading is going to take about 45 minutes.
Ground to cockpit. Hello.
Hi, Captain. How are you this evening?
Hi there. I'm okay today, thanks.
Great. We're just getting ready for departure. Once we've opened the door, we'll speak to the terminal staff and find out how long they think it'll be until boarding starts.
No worries. You can open the doors whenever you're ready.
No problem.
Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Microphone check, please. Microphone check is 5 out of 5. Okay, Captain. Radio check is complete. We'll contact you when we're ready to start loading. Roger.
Okay, so cabin crew and ground crew are busy with their duties, so I think first things first, let's get our weight and balance set up correctly.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Just a quick update to let you know that we started loading. We'll send the final load sheet up once we're ready. Roger.
Okay, so we're going to request that from our Simbrief flight plan. Now we just need to double check because I see that this is in pounds and we're going to keep getting interrupted.
Go ahead. Hi there, we're now refueling the aircraft and we'll let you know once it's completed. Roger. Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Fueling has been completed. Roger. Hello.
Hi. Okay, so I've spoken to security and they've started checking in, but there's around another 10 minutes to go before we expect to be seeing any passengers.
Okay, feel free to start boarding whenever they're ready to come on board. Let us know once you've started.
No problem.
Okay, dealt with all of that. It has set this correctly. So our fuel in kgs is 23,100. So it's converted it to pounds, which is fine. I just need to see why it is in pounds. Okay, so quickly just had to change that in the settings of Flight Sim itself. For some reason it had gone back to the US system, so we're now back on hybrid, so we have metric for weights, but then feet for altitude. Okay, so that is set. Fuel 23,111 or 23,114, and our zero fuel weight 168,331. So that is correct. Okay, so that's done. So let's now come up to the overhead and do nav logo lights. We'll do wing lights for the ground crew as well. And let's turn on our IRS. And sun's starting to rise here in Fiji. Right, and we'll put our GPS position in there so that that can start aligning. Right, we'll request our route again because we have it loaded in Simbrief. Okay, so today's route follows the real-world flight of Air New Zealand 951. Let's execute that and we can get rid of that message. And then I think let's go and set up our departure and arrival. So we are departing runway 2, and it is going to be it looks like we don't have a SID. Oh no, we have Echo. There we go. And that's cool. We can insert that. And then arriving in Auckland, it is 05 right. So ILS 05 right, and our star is Exopi 1 Bravo. So we go next page, and it'll be that guy. Do we have a transition? We've got Calag is our transition. There we go. Right, let's insert that. Okay, cost index today 22. Zero fuel weight. We did set in our payload, but we'll put it in now. 168,331. 168,331. That's not going to work. So we're going to do 168.3. Reserves on today's flight, we have 2. Right, that's cool, that's cool. 390 is correct. And we'll do, well, let's come over here and do our calculation. So, we've got Nadi, we've got runway 2. We're not doing intersection as far as, I believe that that's what that is. Runway is dry. Okay, and then we can actually come up here and get the METAR. Not for Auckland. We want... Okay, so wind today. What are we? 1205. Outside air temperature 24. And QNH 1015. Like so. That's all set. Right. This we will do optimum. Flaps 15. Anti-ice will be off. And then I think that's everything that we need. Let's see if we can do the calculation. I'm just going to pop this out and keep it on my other screen, so when we need it later, it's already there. Okay, let's see. Does that actually... I haven't played around with this new feature too much, but let's see. Did that actually populate? Okay, so it hasn't put in that. Do we get an assumed temperature? Selected temp pipe 3. Let's put that in. And we're doing derated takeoff 2. So we should be this one. And then this side, let's accept those figures. And it puts that in for us. Our CG we can add in ourselves. And then that's all complete. 40, 44, 52. 40, 44, 52. 0, 30. Cool. Okay, so I think that is that part pretty much done. We'll set this over to the legs page. Okay, let's now set up our MCP so we can turn on the flight directors. We're going to go straight up to 390 today because we're not using ATC. And this is 152. So we'll do 157. Okay, we can arm our LNAV and VNAV. Right, now that we're done with fuel, we're probably going to, well, we can actually turn on the fuel pumps, but we don't have any in the center. And then,
Ground to cockpit.
Let's see what ground has to say.
Go ahead. Hi there, we're now refueling the aircraft and we'll let you know once it's completed. Roger. Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Hi Captain, just to let you know that the aircraft is now fueled as requested. Roger.
Yeah, refueling is complete. Let's double check that that's all correct. So total fuel 23.1 is checked. Okay, so we do have the correct fuel on board. Right, let's flip these over. So I like to have the big screen over here. And then on this side we can come across and set this to the checklist. And for now, before we start the engines, I'm going to flip this over to... Okay, we'll do it on this side to system. So what I want to check is if we go to air, our temperatures 24 throughout the cabin, which is actually okay. So I was wondering if we needed to start the APU and start getting air conditioning. But that looks fine for the present moment. Right, then in terms of weather, 120 at 5 knots, so a little bit of wind, few clouds, 3,000 feet, that's it. QNH 1015, which we can go ahead and set now as well. Okay, cabin crew probably just letting us know that they're starting the boarding.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. We've started boarding. Passengers are coming through now.
Thank you.
Cool, so that's going to take a little while. Okay, so here is our route for today from Fiji down to Auckland. Let's change this to our IFR charts. Okay, so runway 2 is correct, 5 knot crosswind, echo. We didn't actually set a transition when we set this up, did we? We're going to echo. We don't have MI as a transition. Okay, let's leave that as is rather than. Right, then it's OP1B with the CALAG transition, and we will set this. Wow, it's windy in Auckland. So we will be ILS. Are we 5 left or right? We are 5 right, so it'll be this one here. Like so. Right, oh, before I hide that. And look at this, we've got 11 knots on the nose and 10 knot crosswind, so it's gonna be interesting in Auckland. Right, here at Nadi for our departure. So we are taking off from runway 2, which means we're gonna push tail. In fact, we'll probably taxi down here, so we're gonna push the same way anyway. So tail left, nose right, facing south. I'm going to go Bravo, we'll taxi runway 27 and then backtrack all the way to full length for runway 2. Okay, let's just have a look here. Anything that we need to be aware of? We don't have 4 engines. Cool, not nighttime. Okay, so that we pretty much immediately need to turn left to 260, and we do have that left turn programmed as part of our departure, so that's fine. Okay, so very simple taxi, but it is quite an interesting departure. As you can see, we've got a nice sharp turn because of the mountains around us here. Okay, let's have a look at our chart for the Echo departure. Right, we do have Momi in there, so we're going to make that immediate left-hand turn all the way around, direct to Momi. And then we are not going out to Navua. We are going straight from there to Agtos. So let's do this quickly. Okay, let's just quickly go through our plan and check. So there we have Momi, and then we go direct to Agtos. So that's all looking good. And we have our arrival programmed in for
Ground
Auckland as
cockpit.
well. Okay, ground calling us.
Go ahead. Loading has been completed. We're sending the load sheet up to you now. We're waiting for you to close up. Once the beacon light is switched on, we'll contact you to begin pushback. Roger. Hello.
Hi, Captain. Okay, we've received the load sheet from ground. There's the passenger count, the crew count, and the total souls count. Plus yourselves, of course.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, that's all good. They're still boarding passengers, but the cargo and everything is done. We're expected to depart in 23 minutes. I'm happy with all of this. We've checked our FMC as well. So I think it's time to start the APU.
Okay, give me a call once you're ready and we'll get underway.
No problem.
Sorry, I forgot to reply to that call. Let's let the ground crew know we're
Cockpit to
starting up
ground.
the APU.
Go ahead. Stand by for ground power disconnection. We're starting the APU now. Roger. We'll monitor the startup from down here and let you know if we see anything untoward. Roger.
Right, so let's do that now. Okay, fuel pumps are on. It's good. We can go ahead and start up the APU. And the other thing I'm just going to do is turn on the power for the door, our window heats, and we can set our hydraulics to auto. We'll also go ahead and set the seatbelt signs to on, anti-ice to auto. We can turn on the PACX so that we get air into the cabin. Once the APU has started up, we can use that bleed air. Okay, it's nice and light outside, so the other thing I'm going to do is just turn off the wing lights. We don't really need those anymore. Okay, 21 minutes to go for departure.
Go ahead. APU startup seems good. Nothing to report. We're off the ground power, so feel free to disconnect. Roger. Stand by. Ground power has been disconnected. Roger.
Okay, so we're on the APU now. So hopefully the boarding finishes up pretty quickly, because we do want to be out of here in 20 minutes, but we've got quite a bit of a... Not so much the taxi, it's the backtrack that's going to take a while. Okay, how do I get rid of this now and go back to full screen? Like that. We can set this to RTO. And now we're pretty much just waiting for our passengers to finish boarding. What we can do... Okay, that's on standby, which is good. Let's go here to transponder. And we'll do 1324. Okay, so while we're waiting for our passengers to finish boarding, let's actually come down here and do our checklist. So passenger signs are on. Right, MCP, we've got 39,000, V2 plus 5 set. Okay, 92. That checks, otherwise everything looks good. Okay, takeoff speeds 140 for V1, V2, sorry, 140 for V1, rotate 144, V2 152, and V2 plus 5 is set on the MCP. CDU pre-flight is complete, trim. We don't have a trim value, that's... Oh no, we do, it's right there, I'm just blind. Okay, 5.25. Okay, trim is set. Taxi and takeoff briefing we have completed. And we'll switch on the beacon light once we are ready to get moving. Okay, 248 passengers on board today. And about 15 minutes to go before departure time. So today's flight we're looking at about, I think it's about just over 3 hours. So time in flight 2 hours 42 minutes. So in total with taxi and all of that we're looking at around 3 hours of flying, or around 3 hours on the plane. But according to Simbrief, 2 hours and 42 minutes in the air. Okay, so we're just gonna wait for the last of the passengers to board, and then we'll switch on the beacon, let the ground crew know we're ready to start push, and we will get out of here on our way to Auckland.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this self-loading cargo service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Okay, so we've got 10 minutes to go before our departure. We should be done boarding shortly. The last couple of passengers are just finding their seats. And we need to just remember to do the welcome announcement, which is something I always forget to do. And then we will start our push and be on our way out of Nadi. Sun well and truly up now. Beautiful morning here in Fiji. They're the mountains ahead that we need to avoid with that early left turn. Cool, that could be boarding complete.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. All passengers are now on board.
Okay, great. You can close the doors whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'll let the crew know and we'll get closed up as soon as we can. All stations ready to close.
Okay, as soon as she's done, we'll use the PA to just welcome the passengers on board.
Good evening from the cockpit. This is your captain speaking. I'd like to welcome you on board this evening's flight. I hope you're all well. We're currently preparing for departure up here in the cockpit and thought we'd say hello while we finish entering the data into the flight computers. We're not anticipating any delays, so we hope to be underway very shortly. The cabin crew will start securing the cabin once the aircraft has pushed back from the stand. As we make our way to the departure runway, please make sure you're seated and secured as they make their way around the aircraft. The weather is looking good, so it should be a nice, comfortable climb up to our cruise level. Once we're airborne, there shouldn't be any issue during our climb. It's a pretty straightforward departure out of the airport, so nothing to worry about there. The wind forecast during our cruise looks very favourable, so we expect to arrive on time at our destination, but we will of course keep you up to date should there be any changes. If you could get yourself seated and secured in the meantime, we'll be able to make a departure as soon as everything is ready. Thank you very much for flying with us, and I hope you enjoy the flight.
Okay, let's get the beacon on, which signals to the ground crew that we are ready to go.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Actually, we're all set to go now. Feel free to get connected. Roger. Ground tow is connected. Roger.
Okay, we're going to use SLC's pushback for today. We're going to push tail left, nose right. Okay, before start checklist is complete. Next is before taxi. So obviously we're going to wait for them to connect up.
Go ahead. Just a reminder, if you're using software to track your virtual airline flights, you might want to start it now if you haven't already. Roger. Ground to cockpit. Go ahead. Tow is connected. Release parking brakes when ready to push back. Roger.
Okay, so let's check. That's all set. GPU is disconnected. Seatbelt signs are on. Lights are set. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake.
The parking brake is off. Roger. Tow is attached. Steering pin is inserted. Stand by while we start pushback.
Okay, so they'll start pushing us back shortly, and then we just wait for them to give us clearance to start our engines. We are gonna start engine 2 first, and then engine 1.
Okay, Captain, we're clear of the stand and you're free to start engines. Ground, tail to the left, please. Starting engine 2. Roger.
Right, let's start up engine 2.
Cabin crew, set doors to automatic and cross-check.
Oh, that pushback is pretty much spot on.
Okay, we're good here, thanks.
Roger. Please set your parking brake.
The brake is on.
Roger. Stand by. Please keep your parking brake on while we monitor engine startup and disconnect the tow.
Yeah, so we're going to
Roger.
taxi down that way on the runway and then backtrack. Yeah, let's start engine 1.
Starting engine 1.
Roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position, which you must adopt if you hear brace. Brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted and released.
Okay, Captain. Looks like a good startup on all engines and tow is disconnected. Nose wheel is free, so you're good to go. We'll get ourselves disconnected now, so have a safe flight. Look out for the pin on the left, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for the help. Pin on the left and we'll see you next time.
Hold in place with the strap and pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat.
Yeah, we'll go flaps 15 on today's takeoff.
Together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not
Now that the ground crew is out the way, we can turn
when
on
outside,
the
inflate
taxi
by pulling the
lights.
toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention.
Right, before taxi, anti-ice not required.
Your tray
Recall.
table must now be stowed. Armrest down. Window blinds
Checks,
open
flight
and
controls
seatbelt
checked,
fastened.
ground equipment is
We
clear.
wish you a pleasant flight,
APU,
and
we
thank you
can
for
switch
flying
off
self-loading
now.
cargo.
Okay, before takeoff, flaps are set. So next checklist is after takeoff. So let's go ahead and taxi out to runway 02.